Good morning, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones. And I'm here as promised with the epic green crystals that I told you about. These are green Elestial crystals from Madagascar. And they've been here for a really long time. I want to tell you the story about these crystals because the way I work with the crystals, sometimes I'll have crystals here for many, many years before I offer them out to the public, and that's only because I really trust and honor the timing and the direction of the crystals themselves. And there may be many reasons why a crystal might not be offered at a certain time, or actually, let me put it this way, there might be many reasons why a crystal needs to be offered at a specific time. And that might be because they need to be here for a while before they go out, which I believe is the case with these crystals, as well as needing to go out at the right time to the right people. And sometimes that means they have to wait here for a while until they start singing, and then they let me know it's time for them to be to go out into the world. So these guys were here for many, many years, and when I think back, I'm amazed at the story behind them, because my supplier sent me a box of these crystals, and I got in touch with him pretty much as soon as I got the crystals, saying, no, they have to go back. I can't have these crystals here. And he said, no problem, send them back, and no problem. So I started to wrap the crystals, and I noticed that there was one that I'm going to keep just this one, because this one is really special. I'm not going to send this one back. And then the same thing happened with the next one. And before you know it, I just was in love with these crystals, and I could not let them go back. And that happens sometimes. That's happened to me before with rhodochrosite. And I think that happens with the crystals that are your greatest teachers. Just as in life, when you are in a relationship with somebody, a friend or a relative or a partner that is just your hardest relationships, and you resist them sometimes with everything that you are, and then you discover that they are the wisest and best teachers that the universe could have ever sent you. And it works that way with the crystals too. Sometimes the crystals that we resist, the crystals that push our buttons, the crystals that we have such strong resistance to, they're the ones that are going to be our greatest teachers and offer the most powerful medicine for us. And that's the way it was with these crystals, and I just fell in love with them, and everybody that had them fell in love with them. And but and by the way, after I had this experience with the crystals, I got in touch with my supplier and I said, no way am I sending these crystals back to you. Not only that, send me every single last one that you have. And he did, and they've been here ever since. The odd one would go out, but most of them stayed here. And I realize now that they were doing some work together. They were connecting with each other, and they were vibrating in this beautiful harmony, and they were transforming, and they were creating something. They were creating a matrix of energy in order to help us when the time was right with regreening the earth. And now they're singing. Now they're ready to offer their magic and their wisdom and their energy to those of us who are deeply committed to doing our part in regreening and transforming the earth. And I'm going to speak truthfully with you. The earth doesn't really need our help. We just need to just stop polluting her and stop messing with her, and she'll be just fine. This isn't about rescuing her, because she really doesn't need any rescuing. This is about coming together and honoring her and honoring ourselves, because we're not separate from her. We think that the earth is something, a sphere that we live on. That couldn't be further from the truth. We don't live on her. We are a part of her. And what we do to her, we're doing to ourselves. And we are feeling the effects on a global level, on a personal level, on a physical level, on a spiritual level. We're feeling the effects of what's happening to the earth. And those of us who are sensitive, the highly sensitive people, the empaths, the spiritual leaders, the guides, the healers, the light workers, we already know this. This is not news to us. And we're doing what we can. We're always doing what we can. But we're suffering in another way, because we may feel a little bit powerless because there's only so much we can do. And there's still a lot of people out there that are not honoring the earth and are damaging her even further. And so that can really trigger us. It can push our buttons. It can make us feel sad and angry. And connecting with these crystals can help us realize these feelings, can help us express our feelings in a healthy and productive way, in a way that can inspire us to action rather than paralyze us. And give up. So these crystals are here for those of us who are feeling that. And they're here to help us teach other people in a kind and respectful way, without blame and shame, just mostly by example and with empathy. And that's another way that these crystals are here. And that I've just touched upon the gifts that these crystals have for us. They've got many purposes, and we're not going to know necessarily all of them, and I'm not going to be able to cover all of them in a short video, but I just wanted to introduce you because I showed you the Lemurian 7 last week, and I promised to reintroduce you to the Epic Greens, who are all part of the Earth Council. So let's just take a look at them, a closer look, and you can see how diverse they are. They're all the same crystal. They're all from the same place. They're all from the same energy. And yet they're so diverse, and I love that about them. It's not just these. I mean, all crystals have that, just like all beings have that. You know, we might all come from the same place and have similar characteristics, but we are all each unique. So there's different colors, different shades of green. They're all star child crystals, which means they are all self-healed in one way or another. And if you don't see it on their physical body, you will feel that energy. And this one is interesting because it doesn't look like an Elestial. It looks like a crystal point. And I hope you can see the sparkle in this area where there was a key, and the key separated, and there was a break, and that break is healed, and you can see all that sparkle is all new growth. And that's a sign of self-healing, and those are what I call star child crystals. And then there's the darker ones, and ones that I have come to know as crystal rock, or rock crystals, because they kind of have this quality that rocks have. They're not quite crystalline, yet they are. So these are what I call rock crystals. They're not rocks. They're not quite crystals. They're kind of a blend. And then there's a few of the tabbies. The tabbies are, there's quite a few of the tabbies in the Epic Green crystals. This one has had a bit of a break. And I wonder if you can see that it's already started to heal. These are one of those crystals that will not stay broken. And I'm sure that is one of the reasons that these crystals came forward as earth helpers, because they have that energy like the earth, that, you know, natural healers, they just will not stay broken. The clay crystals do that too, if you've ever seen me talk about the clay crystals. And this dark green one has so many healed areas that it just, the whole thing just sparkles. It just lights up, and you can see all the places where there's new growth. Where it was just a shard. This was just a shard at one point, and look at the beauty of this growth. And these crystals give us hope, because we can see how quickly and how magnificently our earth can heal when we allow her to. So we need not be in despair over what's going to happen to her. She will do just fine. And this one is one of the lighter green ones. They have kind of two shades. There's that light green and then the dark green. And I'd love to tell you I have a favorite, but I just can't love one of these crystals more than another. They're just spectacular. And some of them have that beautiful dusty coating, which I just love too. Lots of medicine in that. So those are the epic greens. There's just a few of them. There's so many, and each one has its own unique personality and appearance, and they're all gorgeous. And if you are feeling like you need to connect with one of these beings, get in touch. I'm happy to help you connect with one. I'm happy to listen for the one who is singing just for you. And if you have any questions about them, please feel free to pop your questions on Facebook or Instagram. And if you're not part of the private Facebook group, the Crystal Blessings community, I invite you to join that community. I do, when the crystal blessings come through, that's where you'll find them. And I do other special things for the people in the private community. That is special things like pulling cards and things like that. So I will see you in the in social media, and I look forward to hearing from you and connecting with you, and thanks for listening. And I send you so much love and many blessings and lots of crystal love. So much crystal love going out to you. Hope you feel that.